Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I've got a video for you today on a couple of EDC items that are going to Nick out in Iowa, and his girlfriend had contacted me originally to see if she could do this as a gift certificate for him, and that's always possible. We'll just work that out. In this particular case, I'd suggested that after she more or less tell him that she's getting him a gift certificate to get something through me, that he and I would actually talk and discuss the custom options so that it would be exactly what he wants out of a project. So the first thing we had talked about was putting together an Olight ESEE 2, which is this guy here. This might be the Pro. Yeah, it's the ESEE 2 Pro, and a Leatherman Surge, one of the more popular Leatherman options. This guy's pretty hefty. A lot of tools in this thing. So we originally were going to do a combo sheath for these two items, but then we had talked about it a little bit more and decided we would go with a bit kit as well, and that was partially because I actually had a hard time figuring out a good way to make them make the overall footprint smaller. So where it was going to be larger anyway, we thought the bit kit might be a good option to add in there. So this is what the overall sheath looks like. It all fits very nicely. The bit kits are in here. Unlike, this is the first of this kind of bit kit holder I've done where they're actually in there without any kind of layer in between them, and I did that because you can see this is already sticking out slightly farther than the Leatherman sheath. I didn't want it to go out any farther than that. So how it works is essentially you can draw just one, or you can draw both bit kits. But obviously, if one is missing, the other is going to be a little bit loose in there. So the idea really is you'd want to draw this out and then immediately replace, draw it out, take the bit out that you need, and then replace the sleeve so that there's sufficient retention inside this compartment. To keep things from coming out the bottom, I made a little flap over the bottom there. As for the flashlight, it's got good retention, but it's a very easy draw. Same thing with the Leatherman. There's good retention, but it's a very, very smooth and easy draw. Now this one you can actually sink into the sheath pretty far if you want to, and that would make it a little bit probably more secure. However, it is tapered, so you can't push the whole thing through. It'll get stuck right about there, and even at that point, it's pretty easy to push back out. So you do have options. Obviously, this can go in either direction there, and that's what you got. One way is slightly tighter than the other, so I couldn't make it, I didn't want to make it like super tight with one direction or the other, so this gives you the option of doing either direction. Alright, so there you go. That's the Leatherman Surge, bit kit, and Olight ESEE 2. You can see the logo right there. I might try to restamp and deepen that just a little bit, make it pop a little more. So the colors on that are Black Basket Weave and Cryptek Extreme Hunter Orange. And then we have an Izula II, and he asked for this to be an IWB sheath with a single grip hook for the clip. So when you want IWB with a grip hook, which is, I think it's a great option. If you're going to carry a small knife IWB, this would be what I would go with personally. Either that or a tether of some kind. But when you're going to do it with a grip hook, I would really recommend this exact kind of setup where you just have one point of contact between the grip hook and the sheath. It is a single Chicago screw with a rubber spacer in between. And what that does is it allows you to rotate this on a dime, so you have all of your angles around the clock. Obviously you're limited because of the waistline itself, but you have basically 180 degrees of options for where the handle sits and still sticks up out of the waistband. And then wherever you set it, it's going to stay there. You really have to muscle it or shake it a lot to get it to move. And this isn't cinched down even as far as I could. So basically, the tighter you have your screw, the less likely that is to move. And you can obviously still muscle it in any direction. So I really like using these because it does feel pretty secure, but it doesn't seem to compromise quick adjustment of the angle or anything like that. Obviously, Since it's just one point of contact, you can move that Chicago screw in this clip to any of the holes on the sheath so that your angles, whatever you want to do with it, is fully accommodated. As far as the fit and finish on this goes, you can see it's got all really nice beveled edges. It's got a pretty deep finger groove there, so you can be fully indexed by the time you draw. And yeah, no rattle, no play. It's a really nice sheath. Ballistic one-handed draw. And of course, since it is gripped onto your belt, if you just need to grip it and rip it, you can definitely do that too. Alright guys, well that is all I have for you. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of the Izula versus the Izula II. That's a conversation worth having, I think. Personally, I like the Izula II just a little better. It's just ever so slightly longer on the blade and handle, so it fits my hand a little better, but it's also, I mean, still so compact, so easy to conceal, really nice EDC knife. It is one of my favorite knives of all time. And then let's get a conversation going down below about this kind of setup. It is pretty big, but for what you carry on it, you got a lot of stuff. And depending on which Leatherman you choose, obviously you've got a different set of tools on you. But I really like the Surge. My favorite Leatherman is the OHT. Let me guys know. Let me know what you guys like for your favorite Leatherman, and how you feel about the bit kit being attached and all that good stuff. So, alright guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you sticking around for my rambling, and tune in for the next one. God bless.